What's up with y'all boys, man? It is a beautiful day outside today. Short intro, DK in the building. Just want to tell y'all how happy I am for 4,000 subscribers, man. How much I appreciate y'all boys. Y'all never know how much that really mean. Appreciate everybody that watch the videos. Appreciate everybody that mess with a young nigga, man, and fuck with the kid. I ain't gonna stop, man. Grind don't stop and keep going. Don't let nobody tell you can't, bro. I say that all the time. Don't let nobody doubt your dreams. They your dreams. They gonna doubt them. Of course they are. They can't see your vision, man. Stay focused, stay strong, man. Got my cat, LeBron. Got little mama, Everest in the back over there. That's little mama, that's Everest. But, man, yeah. I hope everybody day going good. Because my day going splendidful. Got a nice little reaction video for y'all boys. That's really all I got to say. Let's get to the video.
Hong Kong, more precisely in Macau. A city known for its restaurants, casinos, and vibrant nightlife. The story begins with a small, happy family. At the center of it is Irene Costello, a French woman, a loving mother of two, and the wife of a Chinese man. One afternoon, as heavy rain pours outside, Irene is in the kitchen cooking when her husband and children return home from school. It feels like an ordinary moment, warm and peaceful. But not long after, everything changes. Three hired assassins suddenly enter the house and open fire, carrying out a brutal and merciless attack.
Did they kill her husband?
Sometime after the incident, a man named Francis Costello arrives in Hong Kong. He is Irene's father, and he comes after hearing the devastating news about the attack on his daughter, son-in-law, and grandchildren. At the hospital, a doctor gives him a small piece of hope. Irene is still alive, though in critical condition. Meanwhile, her husband and both children were killed at the scene. Francis tries to gather any information he can from Irene about the attackers. She struggles to communicate, but she manages to provide one crucial detail. During the attack, she shot one of the assailants, and that man was injured in the ear. Elsewhere, a crime syndicate boss...
Damn, she a pipe? Hold on. Because I was going to say, ain't no way we letting three assassins run in the crib, take over this bitch, and just pop me, my son, and my boyfriend? Nah, bro, you got to do something. We got to see that. She shot that nigga in the ear. Oh, the fuck I'm talking about.
Assigns a hit to one of his assassins, a man named Kwai. The target is one of Feng's own aides, who has been secretly involved with one of his women. That night, Kwai teams up with two of his partners to carry out the job. They arrive at a hotel in the city and quickly locate the room where the aide and the woman are staying. At the same time, Francis also happens to be checking into the same hotel. Inside the room, the target and the woman are caught off guard when Kwai and his partners suddenly appear and execute them without hesitation.
Big plates, bigger flavors. Still just $9.99. And yep.
I'm not coming on Saturday. I'm strapped for cash.
You should sell some stuff on Depop. There's no selling fees.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not your favorite YouTuber. I don't got YouTube.
After completing the job, as Kwai and his team leave the room, they cross paths with Francis, who is walking toward his own. The room of the victims is directly across from his. For a brief moment, the assassins and Francis lock eyes, silently observing each other before continuing on their way. That is when everything starts. This is vengeance. The next day, the police arrive at the hotel and begin investigating the entire scene. Francis, as one of the guests, is brought in for questioning and asked to help identify the suspects. But interestingly, he pretends not to recognize any of them, even though one of Kwai's men is standing right there, staring at him with a completely blank expression. Eventually, that man, Chu, is released. But instead of walking away, Francis quietly follows him into a hallway. Within moments, Kwai and his team surround Francis from every direction. That is when Francis finally reveals his true intention. He needs their help to track down the people who murdered his daughter's family. There is one complication. Francis suffers from a memory disorder, which forces him to take photos of Kwai and his partners so he can remember them later. In return for their help, he offers them a massive reward, including money, a house, and even his restaurant back.
Why? How is he so rich with a memory disorder, bro? Like, you would think he would forget $1 million somewhere and somebody would get it. Or he would be talking to one of the guys and they'd be like, hey, bro, remember you said you would let me borrow that million? You remember you said you let me borrow that M? Yeah, bro, let me borrow that. Nah, bro, I ain't say that. Bro, you did. You probably just forgot. You know you got that memory shit, bro. Man, don't let nobody have a memory issue around me.
France. All he wants is justice. Kwai agrees without much hesitation. The four of them then head to Irene's house, the site of the massacre. With his experience as a professional assassin, Kwai quickly analyzes the scene and identifies the types of weapons used during the attack. Despite his failing memory, Francis still remembers something very clearly: his cooking. He prepares a meal for all of them, and as they eat together, they discuss the details of the killers and the weapons they carried. From the evidence, Kwai concludes that there were 3 shooters. One used a shotgun, another carried a Mad Max rifle, and the last one used a Magnum and was left-handed.
How
Without
did he
wasting
know
time,
all
Kwai
that?
visits his cousin, who lives in a rundown area of the city. Despite his surroundings, the cousin is an illegal arms dealer who keeps track of his customers. He reveals that about a year ago, a man named Python purchased a Mad Max weapon, the same type used in the attack. As soon as Kwai hears this, he and his partners move quickly to track down the buyer. Their search leads them to a fishing dock. There, Kwai identifies 2 of the 3 suspects, who apparently work as fishermen on the side. One of them has a bandage wrapped around his ear, confirming that he is the same man Irene managed to shoot. Kwai returns to the car to inform Francis.
Hey,
Without hesitation,
cut that
Francis
shit
tells
out.
them that his restaurant now officially belongs to Kwai and his team. Not long after, they see the 2 suspects leaving the boat. But instead of attacking immediately, Kwai chooses to wait. From inside the car, they quietly
Wait for
observe,
what? Send
hoping the 2
bro,
men
send
will
a
lead them
bomb
to the
on that
third
fucking
accomplice.
boat.
The plan is simple: eliminate all
Sure.
3 targets at once, in the same place, at the same time. As night falls, the 2 suspects head to a park to meet the 3rd man. Kwai and his partners prepare to strike, ready to take all of them out at once. But just as they are about to move, something unexpected happens. The men are joined by their wives and children. It turns out they are simply spending time together,
Fuck
enjoying a
that.
family outing
Fuck
funded by the
that.
money they earn from their crimes.
Fuck that,
Despite
bruh.
being assassins, Kwai and his team have their own code. They choose to hold back,
No
deciding to
kids,
wait
no
until-
no women and kids. Is that the rule? Man, that rule don't count when you didn't try to take out my daughter, bruh. Fuck that. Fuck that. I'll tell you what, bro. I would get it to all of them niggas. Every last one of them.
The families leave. While they are watching from a distance, the 3 targets suddenly approach Francis, Kwai, and the others. Realizing they are being hunted, one of the men reveals the truth behind the massacre. The killing of Irene's family was ordered by their boss, who feared being exposed by Irene's husband, an honest lawyer. The original plan was only to eliminate him, but after one of the attackers was seen, they decided to wipe out the entire family. Once the families finally leave, the tension
give a
breaks.
fuck.
Weapons are drawn, and a gunfight erupts. In the chaos, one of Kwai's partners, Fatlock, is shot and falls to the ground. As the attackers move in to finish him, something goes wrong. Francis
Finish
suddenly
him.
suffers another memory lapse. He becomes confused and disoriented.
No.
And in that moment, he is shot in the shoulder. The attackers manage to escape.
No, bro, this dumb ass nigga, bro. You can't be a fucking mob crime boss when we got memory loss, bro. They should have been killed this nigga. I'm just saying, if I'm in the mob, I'm killing this nigga. I'm the boss now. See? You're doing too much. Stop. Go. Evan, get on. Go. Go. Fuck away from me. Okay. Let's play the video. They pissing me off.
Francis and the wounded Fatlock are quickly taken back to their base for treatment. There, Francis finally explains the truth behind his condition. Years ago, when he was still a police officer, he was shot in the head. The bullet is still lodged between his brain, and that injury is what causes his
He a police officer, bro. Y'all, they killed him. You ain't no crime boss. You a fake.
memory to fail. Not long after, Kwai receives a call from Feng. Feng reports that 3 of his men were attacked by a group consisting of 3 Chinese men and 1 foreigner, not realizing that it was actually Kwai and his team. Whether out of sympathy or because of the reward, Kwai and his partners make a decision. They choose to betray Feng. Using the information they receive, they track down the 3 attackers. Without hesitation, they eliminate all of them, catching one of them while he is being treated.
Damn.
Afterward, they return to check on Francis. To help him remember, Kwai writes Feng's name on one of the guns, giving Francis a simple way to stay focused on the real target.
Good
It
shit,
does not
boy.
take long for Feng to retaliate. He sends a new group of assassins to eliminate Kwai and his team. Realizing the danger, they tell Francis to leave while they handle the situation. Another intense gunfight breaks out.
Oh my God.
Kwai and his partners manage to survive the attack, but when they regroup and find Francis, they realize his condition has worsened. He barely recognizes them anymore. Only when he looks at the photos and names he keeps in his jacket does he remember who they are and why they are fighting. After everything that happened,
But how
Francis
does that make sense? Oh, you got memory loss, and you see a photo and a name, I'm gonna be like, that ain't gonna just make shit start clicking. I'm gonna be like, who the fuck is this? Who is this? Who is K-Man? And who is he? Why are we fighting? And why are we shooting at him? Get in my flight reacts mode, man. Put my shades on in the crib. Let's get right.
His condition only gets worse. His memory fades faster each day, making it harder for Kwai, Chu, and Fatlock to keep reminding him of his mission to take revenge on a man named Fung. Realizing that Francis can no longer keep up, Kwai decides to take him back home and leave him in the care of his wife. Meanwhile, Kwai and his two partners choose to continue the mission on their own. At this point, what started as a job for money has turned into something deeper. They now see Francis as a true friend, and they are determined to finish what he started. Once Kwai feels
That's
sure
real
that
shit.
Francis is safe for the time being, he and his team return to visit his cousin in the slums. But when they arrive, they are met with a shocking sight. His cousin is found hanging, bound, and helpless, clearly tortured by Fung's men. Knowing that more enemies could return at any moment, Kwai and his partners quickly prepare for a fight. Not long after,
Why
a
they keep going
gunfight
through
breaks
so
out
much
across a
shit?
wide, dry field. They take cover behind stacks of paper, using whatever they can to
Bruh,
survive.
look at this scene,
But they are
bruh.
completely out.
Look at this Call of Duty ass
Quickly
fight
prepare
scene,
for a
bruh.
fight. Not long after, a gunfight
much
breaks
is
out
this
across a
movie's
wide,
budget?
dry field.
Brother, look at what we're fighting behind. We're fighting behind some cardboard boxes. There, 1, 2, 3 versus 1. Bro, it's 4 people exposed over there. What the fuck am I looking at? This some Call of Duty shit for real.
They take cover behind stacks of paper,
These
using
niggas ain't
whatever they
taking
can to
cover.
survive. But they are completely outnumbered. Fung arrives with a
God.
large group of armed men, even joining the fight himself from a safe distance.
Which one is
The battle
Fung,
quickly
bro?
turns against them.
Is Fung the dad?
In the end, Kwai,
Nah,
Chu, and
Fung's not the
Fatlock
dad.
are all killed. Even so, their expressions show no regret. They chose to stand and fight for someone who had been wronged, and they accepted the cost. Back at
Real
home,
shit.
Kwai's wife sees the news of her husband's death on television. She breaks down in grief, overwhelmed by the loss.
Damn.
Meanwhile, Francis remains trapped in his fading memory, unable to recognize the 3 men who gave their lives for him. It is only after a young girl tells him that they were his friends that something shifts. Francis slowly rises from his seat and, in his own way, asks for one more chance. A chance to remember. A chance to take revenge for his daughter's family and for the 3 men who stood
Bro,
by him
ain't
until
gonna
the
lie,
end.
Francis is a hoe. Francis ain't got to get back not one time. He got in a jam and this nigga forgot shit and didn't blow that bitch. Forgot what the fuck he was doing there. Stupid ass nigga, bro. Don't be a Francis, chat.
Then one day, Fung is enjoying a quiet lunch, relaxed and completely at ease, as if nothing has happened. But suddenly, a
Ooh,
beautiful
the
woman nearby
batting.
catches the light with her watch, sending a subtle signal that changes everything. Not long after, a group of children appears, walking through the area while selling flag stickers. Seeing this, Fung tries to impress the woman by buying all the stickers from them. He even laughs when he realizes that the woman is heavily pregnant. But once she returns to her car,
bad, Chad.
the truth becomes clear. The woman is actually Kwai's wife, and the children selling the stickers are the kids he used to take care of. Using a simple method, Francis is given one clear instruction. The man who destroyed his family and took the lives of his friends is the one wearing a jacket covered in flag stickers. The moment he hears this, Francis acts immediately. He opens fire and shoots Fung directly in the chest.
Broad day?
But Fung is wearing a bulletproof vest, allowing him to survive and escape into the narrow streets.
Francis is a
Francis chases
hoe.
after him,
Never mind.
firing relentlessly.
Hey, he broad
Even
day
after
with
being
it,
hit
though.
and knocked down, he gets back up. He looks at the name written on his gun, reminding himself of the target, and continues the pursuit without hesitation. Fung quickly realizes how Francis is identifying